Meet Ketanji Brown Jackson. She is the first black woman to be nominated to the Supreme Court. Well, kind of. Quiet as kept, she looks exactly like one of my aunties, but that's neither here nor there. As a black man, I think it's beautiful seeing a black woman nominated to the Supreme Court for the first time, and I think it speaks volumes as to where we've come as a country considering our racial past. However, Ketanji Jackson's race is but a superficial accolade compared to what really matters when it comes to nominating a Supreme Court judge. I don't really care if you were the first muppet baby on the Supreme Court. My question is, how are you going to protect the inherent principles of the Constitution? And more specifically, how are you going to protect our rights under the Second Amendment? Considering I am a 2A advocate. During her nomination hearing, Jackson was asked about the Second Amendment. And well, yeah, her answers weren't exactly comforting.
Do you believe the individual right to keep and bear arms is a fundamental right?
Senator, the Supreme Court has established that the individual right to keep and bear arms is a fundamental right.
Look, I get it. Jackson is an attorney, and Senate hearings are designed to trip you up, and you have to be very calculated about how you answer your questions, especially from people who are blatantly asking gotcha questions. But I want you to ask yourself this one question. What do you think she would have said if they asked her if she believed women have a fundamental right to vote? Do you think she would say the Supreme Court has established that women have a fundamental right to vote? No. She would emphatically say yes, the same way she said yes when she was asked about the First Amendment.
Do the First Amendment free speech protections apply equally to conservative and liberal protesters?
Yes, Senator.
Senator Chuck Grassley didn't ask her what the Supreme Court thought. He explicitly asked her what she thought, and she deflected to what the Supreme Court said. And there's only one reason why I believe she would do that. It's because she doesn't believe the Second Amendment is a fundamental right. I mean, think about it. She had no problem saying a simple yes to what was actually a loaded question about the First Amendment. But she can't even acknowledge on a personal level that she believes the Second Amendment is a fundamental right. But we haven't even got to the biggest irony about all of this. Everyone in the mainstream media is ranting and raving about how she's the first black woman nominated to the Supreme Court. Yet right now, black women are the fastest growing gun owners in the country. Yet the first black woman nominated to the Supreme Court, can't even acknowledge on her own accord that the Second Amendment is a fundamental right. The same Second Amendment that in the past was not accessible to black men and women because of racist gun control laws. The irony is simply staggering if you ask me. But when you look deeper, none of this is surprising because she's overwhelmingly supported by the anti-gun lobby. Everytown, the largest anti-2A group in the country, said this. President Biden not only made history nominating the first black woman on the Supreme Court, but he's also nominated someone we are confident will determine that common sense gun safety laws are constitutional, said Shannon Watts, founder of Moms Demand Action. Our grassroots army of volunteers across the country were proud to help elect the strongest gun safety administration in history, and today's nomination shows the importance of that work. We look forward to supporting Judge Jackson's nomination and call on the Senate to swiftly confirm her. Then there's the Giffords Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence, which said, the Supreme Court's interpretation of the Second Amendment defined the role that guns play in American life. Currently pending before the court is a case concerning the carrying of guns in public spaces, New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin. While Judge Jackson will not join the court until after it has issued its decision in Bruin, numerous additional gun cases are in the litigation pipeline and may come before the court in future terms. In August 2020, Giffords Law Center published our report, Gun Safety Under Threat: How Extremist Judges Are Undermining Gun Laws, which examines how a small number of judges can wield an outsized influence through opinions reversed on appeal and dissenting opinions. Extremist judges on the lower courts can create the building blocks the Supreme Court needs to reshape Second Amendment law. Look, I could be wrong. Jackson could be the biggest two-way supporter who has a closet full of all of the pro two-way shirts like the one I'm wearing right now, and the only reason she answered the way she did was to fool Joe Biden and the anti-gun lobby that currently supports her. And when a two-way case comes before her, she's gonna be adamant about protecting the Second Amendment. All of this could be true, but Joe Biden is one of, if not the most anti-two-way president in history, and he's the one who nominated her. So I really doubt it. And for the record, the reason why I kept saying Jackson is kind of the first black woman nominated to the Supreme Court is because back when George W. Bush was president and Biden was a senator, Bush wanted to nominate Janice Rogers Brown, a black female conservative, to the Supreme Court. Biden threatened to filibuster her nomination and blocked her.
But I have no intention of filibustering somebody. It depends on who the president sends. But I could see a circumstance. For example, if he set up Edith Jones, I can assure you that would be a very, very, very difficult fight, and she probably would be filibustered.
What about Janice Rogers Brown? Someone else?
Excuse me, I'm not. By the way, I misspoke. Janice Rogers Brown is what I meant to say.
Oh, okay.
I misspoke.
But wasn't she just...
People are looking back in time, and I'll take you back to 2005, actually. The president being accused of hypocrisy after he filibustered the nomination of Janice Rogers Brown.
So there you have it. At the end of the day, if having the most effective means to protect yourself isn't considered a fundamental right, what is? That's why the founding fathers stated explicitly, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Sadly, most people don't even know what the Second Amendment says. It's this ignorance about the Second Amendment that inspired me to design you If You Know Second Amendment shirt that I'm wearing right now. This shirt is designed to get people to ask, if you know what. And then right there, you can educate people on what the Second Amendment actually says, because written verbatim inside of the IYKYK is the actual Second Amendment, verbatim. If you ask me, I can't think of a more fashionable way to educate people on the Second Amendment. So hit the link in the description and head over to shop.mrcolionnoir.com and order your shirt today. So help me spread this message by liking and sharing this video with everyone you know. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, because the Second Amendment, when it said militia, it wasn't talking about the government. It was talking about you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, make sure you hit that bell symbol.